Hey, so today I'm doing a video. I get a lot of questions about life advice and maintaining a healthy spiritual life, how I use curveballs to better myself, and just stuff like that. So I thought that I would sit down, do some makeup, and answer questions so that I'm not just talking in a camera. You might be wondering, Zoe, do you always wear a hoodie because that's all you're ever wearing in your videos? And yeah. Hoodies are my #1 favorite piece of clothing. I'm a sucker for an oversized hoodie. If you want to buy me any piece of clothing, just get me a hoodie and I will be happy. I even wear them in the summer. When I'm burning up and sweating and dying, I'm probably still wearing a hoodie. So, answering questions that I've gotten about maintaining a healthy spiritual life, I have definitely had my ups and downs in my spiritual life, but one thing that I notice is that integrating God into my life every single day is one way to maintain a healthy spiritual connection. And one thing that I found that helps me is I have the prayer journal. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I write down in my prayer journal every morning, or at least I try to. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not very consistent with it. I try to be as consistent as I can be, but I'm not perfect. I definitely struggle sometimes, especially on days that I'm sick. That was another question that I got, was how do you integrate God into a day where you're sick? And sometimes honestly it don't happen. I wish I could say that I maintain God into my life every day without fault, even on the days that I'm sick, but it just doesn't happen. Even on days that I'm not sick, I don't always. So that is one thing that I'm still working on. I'm trying to be consistent with prioritizing God and making time to spend time with Him even on days that I don't feel like it, because it's always the times that it's the hardest to spend time with Him that it's the most important. So I do my best, but it doesn't always happen. One thing that I found is really important when I'm praying in my prayer journal is I thank God for everything. I thank God for the good stuff that's happened in my life, the prayers that He's answered and the blessings that He's placed on me and my family and my friends, and just the amazing things that He does in my life. I am so thankful for, and I thank Him for those. But I also thank Him for the bad things. The amount of times that I've written in my prayer journal, I'm so thankful for my cancer, is unreal. It's probably in there 100 times. But I mean it. I truly mean it. I am so thankful for my cancer, because I wouldn't be the person that I am today without my diagnosis, without the things that I've gone through. And I am genuinely thankful for my cancer. And then, there are other things that I'm thankful for that people would probably think, you're crazy. Why are you thankful for that? Oh my gosh, that's too much. Chill out, Zoe. Okay, we're not trying to do a cake face today. We're just going to run errands. I would say that being grateful for literally everything is one of the most important things that I've noticed in my life that's changed my outlook on life. And also just knowing that God is in control of everything and He has a purpose for everything. And even if you're going through something, if you're having a hard time being patient, or if something bad happens in your life, as getting diagnosed with breast cancer at 20 years old, just know that God has a plan for it, and there is no reason to, you can be mad. I was mad. I was sad and frustrated, and I didn't understand why this was happening, but at the same time, I was excited to see what God was gonna do in my life with my diagnosis. And that being said, I also was in a really good place spiritually when I got diagnosed, which I think is really important, because if I had gotten diagnosed a year ago, I don't think that I would have the same attitude towards it all. I took this summer and I was really focusing on myself and my relationship with God, and I realized that whenever something bad happens, it's always God kind of bringing me back to Him. So at the beginning of this year of 2019, I went through a breakup, and I took it really hard. Like, I was crazy depressed, I wasn't doing anything, and I was also dealing with other health things, so I was back and forth between Chattanooga and Auburn, and I was just not in a good place. But that stuff, like everything that I was going through, made me really rely on God more than I had been before. And I think that he was using that to bring me back to him, because I had gotten distracted. I had let myself get distracted from my relationship with God, and I wasn't prioritizing it, and I wasn't making it as important as I should have been. So he was like, Zoe, you need to like reconsider your priorities and listen to me and focus on me. And I was like, you're right, God. So the first thing I would do in the morning, instead of like watching TV or doing something that wasn't really that important, I would spend time with God and pray, and I would listen to podcasts. I would just try to find ways to like integrate God into my life that I hadn't been doing before. And so that definitely helped. And then once I got diagnosed, I was in a much better place, and I had that kind of foundation that he was definitely trying to build in me, so that I would have that to come to whenever I found out about my diagnosis. Because if I wasn't as close with God as I had been when I was diagnosed, I don't know what I would be doing right now. I would be a mess. I wouldn't have like I said, I wouldn't have the attitude or anything. Oh, my outlook on life. Yeah, so, like I said, I went through a breakup at the beginning of this year, and I was a miserable person. I was just like wallowing. I was trying to spend time with God and like focus on my relationship with God, and while doing that, I was trying to figure out like what made me happy and stuff like that. I also didn't get into Auburn's nursing school at the same time, which was just like, I believe that like everything happens for a reason. And so like whenever I tell my story about my faith now, I feel like I always have to explain like what my faith was like before and how God prepared me for where I am now. Because without having gone through the breakup, without not getting into Auburn's nursing school and having to go through that, and then this summer when I was like, okay girl, get it together, you're moving back to Chattanooga, you have a chance to kind of start over and not worry about the things that you've been worrying about since you've been at Auburn. So I was like, I'm gonna be one happy gal, and I'm gonna focus on me, myself, and I'm gonna focus on my relationship with God. So I took the summer. I was focusing on just doing what made me happy, and I was like focusing on being super positive, because beforehand I was super negative and I was never happy, and I was struggling. So I decided that I didn't want to be like that anymore. So my outlook on life has changed since being diagnosed, but it wouldn't be what it is without the decision that I made before I was diagnosed to be happier. I guess I value life more. I take things differently. I take bad things that happen to me and I look at them as blessings. Not to say that I don't get upset about them. I do get upset. Like, I've had people like not really be there for me through this, and that was hard, but I also saw it as a blessing, because I saw that God was taking those people out of my life so that they either wouldn't be a distraction, or he was going to bring someone better into my life, or they just like weren't the kind of person that I needed to surround myself with. I don't know. God's the only one that truly knows the answer to that, but whatever that may be, I try to see things that you wouldn't typically think of as blessings. I try to look at them as blessings now. I truly believe that God does everything for a reason, and there are so many things to be thankful for, and he's always working in your life. I also get asked how I'm doing a lot. I am honestly doing pretty good right now. So my doctor decided that she wanted to do the carboplatin, which is the chemo that I wasn't tolerating quite as well. She decided that she wanted to do that 3 weeks on, which means that like I would get it 3 weeks in a row, And then on the 4th week, I wouldn't get it, just because that's how she wants to dose it. So I didn't get the carbo this week. It would have been my 4th treatment, but I was blessed with not getting a 4th treatment. So Merry Christmas to me from my doctor. So I feel pretty good today. I was really tired yesterday after my treatment, but then like last night I started feeling a lot better. So I was like working on Christmas gifts last night, which by the way, I'm so excited for Christmas. Holy crap, I love Christmas. I feel like this year has gone by really fast, and I'm sad that Christmas is going by really fast, but it's okay because 2020 is coming and we are focusing on new things in 2020 because new year, not necessarily new me, but like I'm excited to focus on health in 2020. I am gonna kick cancer, and I also want to focus on like healthy relationships, like my friendships and my relationship with God. We're gonna prioritize differently. Another question that I have gotten is how I use curveballs to better myself, and I really like that question because I think that is important, because I think that everyone should use curveballs to better themselves. Like if you get news that you don't appreciate, or something, just like something happens in life that you were not planning on happening and you're not very fond of, I think it's important to take it and do what you can with that. And that doesn't just apply to my cancer or anyone's health. It could be anything. So I think that it's important to use a curveball to your benefit. Like, oh, you didn't get into Auburn's nursing school? Okay, well, you're gonna find a better school that you're gonna go to, and you are going to get that nursing degree, and you're gonna be a really good nurse, because that is how I took it. Was I sad that I didn't get into Auburn's nursing school? Of course. I was so sad to leave all of my friends, and I still miss all of my friends in Auburn, but as much as I miss living in Auburn, I think that I'm happier here in Chattanooga. Don't know why. I don't know what it is. I will forever love Auburn, and I love going to visit, but I really do think that I am happier here in my homeland. I miss you, Auburn friends. I miss y'all so much, but it's okay. We'll get through this. So I'm gonna finish this real quick because I'm running out of things to say, and I will be back once I finish my face. Alright, so I finished my makeup, just did some eyeshadow, eyeliner, lip gloss, you know, nothing fancy. Got myself dressed. The lighting in here sucks. Let's go in Olivia's room. She has better lighting. Just rocking a hooded fuzzy cheetah jacket, this cute top from Target, and some leggings and some Adidas, my go-tos all the time. Olivia's judging me.
I'm just confused.
Olivia, we're doing a get ready with me. I'm a famous YouTuber, don't you know this? Still confused. All right, well, say bye.